I'm just pretty sure any place with the word buffet in it is shutting down now because it just isn't a good business model anymore. It's just such a hard thing to maintain. It's like all the food you want. It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Jericho. This is Zap, and we're the now 8-time award-winning pop hip-hop duo Bandit Future. We make clean, fun music that everyone can listen to with a sound that is uniquely Californian. And right now, in this moment in time, you are tuned in to the Lifestyle Circus podcast, where we talk about things that are funny, interesting, and just straight ridiculous. So, before we get into this thing right here, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with at least 2 people whose favorite restaurant is shutting down.
Oh,
this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt a little bit. I'm really sad about it. So if for those of you that aren't aware, having a restaurant is difficult, opening a restaurant is difficult, keeping a restaurant open is very difficult. Just regardless of how the economy is, that's just how life is. According to Forbes, they're smart. 17% of restaurants close in the first year, which is lower than other service providing industries, but it's still pretty high. And 80% close within the first 5 years. It's really tough to get a restaurant rolling. And the cost of a restaurant is about $375,000 to start. And that is not including operating expenses. And so people usually overspend at the beginning and then they try to catch up with sales. They don't make the sales they want. And then sad times. So that's what seems to be happening to a lot of our favorite restaurants. I have a list, and some of these are surprising. But what I'll do first, I'll tell people what they can do. No, I'll actually give you the list first, and then tell you.
Let me tell you what you can do.
Let me tell you what you can do. No, just kidding. But
stop eating.
I'll tell you what you can do at the end of the video if you want to open up a restaurant and not have it fail. Now, a lot of restaurants on this list have been around for a long time. And I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I had like this list of like restaurants I had to go to. Like, I don't know why. I made a list. Like, I have to go to all these places. And a lot of them were like the same restaurant. And this is what I mean. You can understand when I say it. I really wanted to go to places like Applebee's, Chili's, Coco's, Baker Square, Marie Callender's. Like, they're all kind of the same restaurant with like
Fridays.
A little bit of a different thing. But I liked that so much, and it really made me like, I loved it, especially Coco's, which went under a minute ago. But, you know, they always had some good food, pies, desserts, whatever. It was always very, very delicious. And so I think that idea doesn't work anymore. That's just my assumption based off of what I'm seeing in this list, that places that are very similar to each other, they're not going to last. You kind of got to stand out. You got to be a little more individualistic. Okay. So I'm going to, let's see how I'm going to do this. I'm going to name the place and you just give me a reaction. I just want to get
that's what I was going to say. You name the place and I'll either like take it or leave it.
Okay. Some of these are closing down. Yes, take it or leave it. Shutting down several locations. Others are shutting down all of them. And I will tell you which ones. Okay, so first one, we have our buddy, Fuddruckers. They're closing down all.
I heard about that. And that restaurant had a I was going to say it had a special place in my heart, but it probably has a special place in my arteries too. Because
very nice.
Was that with you when
yeah.
I was so proud of myself. I can never, if I try this again today, like you'd have to wheel me out on a gurney into the hospital. But they had was it a challenge or there was just a burger they had, right?
It was a huge, I don't know, I didn't finish
it. Was a 1 pound hamburger.
Yeah.
And it was Eric there? Was Spider-Man there?
I don't think so. I think it was just us.
Just us. And it was just like, I don't know. Well, that might have been just between us because we initiated a lot of eating challenges just for no reason at all.
Which is fine.
I've
never been as good at eating a lot, but that was particularly difficult. I don't know. Just, I didn't make it.
Yeah. And I remember eating the whole 1 pound burger and fries, and it was totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally the only time I went to that place.
Yeah, me too. Hit it and quit it, man.
Well, so, yeah, I would take that one. That's a sad one to see go.
Okay. Old Country Buffet. All of them are cutting down. You ever been there?
I don't know if I've been there because I'm getting it really confused with Cracker Barrel, but
Okay. No,
it
I mean,
sounds very white and
accurate.
like, I'm not so sure about it.
I'm just pretty sure any place with the word buffet in it is shutting down now because it just isn't a good business model anymore. It's just such a hard thing to maintain. It's like all the food you want. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So this is gonna hurt, man. I'm preparing you before we rip the Band-Aid off. So 100 locations of this place are closing. So not all of them, but it looks like IHOP.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm sorry. I know.
That's the one I hate to see go, but what can I say? There's literally one around the corner from me. I can walk to it and I never go there.
Sure. Oh, so it's your fault. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm part of the problem. I'm so sorry, IHOP.
I've let IHOP down too. I have one down the street and I've been once. I've lived here 7 years. I've been there one time.
We apologize.
Buffalo Wild Wings are shutting down 30 locations in Canada and 60 in America.
Now that one, they charge you like $30 for 10 wings, and I'm just like, yo, your price is way too high. You need to cut it.
Nice. Okay, baby. Well said. Applebee's is shutting down 35. But here's the thing. I think anything on this list, even if it's a few, it's kind of a sign of the time, like it's going down eventually.
Can't take down Applebee's, man.
That's what I mean.
That's the go-to. That's the OG. The 2 for $20? Oh, come on, man.
Like Applebee's has always been like the most, like the okayest in the best way possible food I've ever had. Like, I'll be honest, no, like top 3 steaks of my life. For some reason, one day they made a steak that was immaculate. I got this thing for $12. An immaculately made steak with like the Parmesan shrimp on top. Man. Anyways, yeah, so we'll see about that place. Red Lobster shutting down 50.
You know me, man. I don't like seafood, so.
Well, for me, of the seafood places, that's my least favorite because everything tastes like butter. Literally, and I'm not. That's all the biscuits. You start with the biscuits that are buttery, and then everything just goes the same. So I'm not the biggest fan of those. Marie Callender's, man, all of them.
Now, okay, I've had Marie Callender's pies. I actually read some kind of like random history of Marie Callender's, and this actual lady, she worked in another restaurant, and she was making pies or something, and the pies were like selling so well that she just blew up, and then she started the restaurants. But I'd never been to Marie Callender's before, and I went on a date. And I was like, hey, let's just try something new. And I went to Marie Callender's. It was the blandest food. It was just like, I really didn't like it. Like I needed a whole bag of like spices and hot sauce to make that food taste like anything good. I
think they're going for like the middle of the road, just like people with not an extreme palate. Remember going to Captain Kino's?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah. It was.
That's all.
And then when we went, it was just like everyone there was also like elderly, and I'm like, this is it. This is the step before you're in the home just nibbling on applesauce and peas. Like I don't want. This is the progression.
It's an older crowd, very, very Midwesty vibe. No matter which one you went to, that was the thing. So I liked it. The pot pies are great, and the pies are great. And I don't remember much else, but I do think in general it was kind of regular, kind of blandish.
Yeah, sorry, Marie
kind of vibe. But
I can't get down.
Marie Callender's RP. There's a lot more places. I'm not going to name them all, but one that is noteworthy because it just kind of goes with the changing of the times, with the price increase, the minimum wage increase, all that, is Pizza Hut They're shutting down 500, but they're going to more of a delivery thing. That's what their focus is.
Which is weird because we just did a thing about them. Like, well, I guess they're just doing like DoorDash and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
because they got rid of all of the delivery drivers.
Right. So I think it's still going to be something like that, but that's their focus. They'll still be in business to making pizzas, but like as far as going to the store to get one, that's not going to be as much of a thing as it used to be. And that's just what's happening. That's just the way that things are going. And they haven't been doing great compared to other pizza places for a while anyway. But 500, that's pretty drastic. I did want to throw this one out there. I've been one time to Joe's Crab Shack, and I did like it because crab is hard to mess up. You boil it, it's a pretty easy food to make. But of the 70 locations, they're shutting down 41 of them, and that's pretty substantial. So that's not gonna last, man. And it's kind of not sad. It's just the times now. Businesses are opening and closing, and business models are being revolutionized. So the old way just doesn't seem to work anymore. So if you out there,
hold on. So rapid fire, just list all the other ones.
Okay. Outback Steakhouse closing 30. Sbarro's, that pizza place that no one talks about in the malls. It's actually pretty good. They're shutting down. Mod Pizza, Ruby Tuesday. I don't know what this is. It's initials. SABA. I don't know what that is. I think I wrote it down. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't explain it to myself. So, but that's just the list of the one that I think I've seen a few lists that are more extensive. But the thing is, it's just like a lot of places that have been household names for decades, and they're really being impacted. So that's kind of where we're at right now. However, there's hope if you want to open up a restaurant for yourself. According to Toast.com.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah. Who talks to that did a study with the National Restaurant Association.
The NRA.
Wow. Accurate. Is that your restaurant will fail for these reasons. So if you want your restaurant to last, please avoid this. Sweeping economic problems, with big problems with this money. Undefined restaurant concept. That's like the whole, your restaurant doesn't really stand out. If you don't have that, it's not going to last. Poor staff management, lack of capital, seek for yourself. Too much competition. So if you're getting the same, sector as whatever restaurant's already popular, it's going to be hard. No industry experience or business skills, not enough investment in marketing, and then failing to adapt. We talked about places like Subway who just do anything they want to make sure they're still kind of relevant. And if you don't do that, then your restaurant might go down. So if you're thinking about it, make sure to keep these things into consideration because a lot of the heavy hitters are going down, especially IHOP, man. That's the one that's the one. That's the one.
IHOP and Applebee's is like the go-to, man. Protesting in the streets. Let's start right now.
All right, you first, and then let me know.
You first.
Just drop a pin and tell me where you're going to be at, and I'll show up around noon. Some random day. But yeah, this is just the reality that we're in. So let us know in the comments if one of your favorite restaurants is shutting down, or which one would you be heartbroken if it shut down? Because I have a few that are still like, I'm hoping that I don't hear about them next week because because I do go there and I want them to thrive. So this has been another episode of the Life's a Circus podcast. Like, subscribe, share, comment. And I'll tell you what, getting into restaurants is a tough business. People need to eat. So people, of course, have to provide the service. But if you do that and you don't have a good plan, it's very likely that you are going to lose your job.
You're gonna lose your job. Don't shut down Applebee's. I need 2 for $20. Ow.
They took our jobs. They took our jobs.